Have you ever walked away from a conversation realizing too late that you were played? That sinking feeling, that frustration knowing you should have seen it coming, but somehow you didn't. Maybe you keep saying yes when you want to say no. Maybe you ignore the warning signs, hoping this time will be different. You are not alone. The truth is, people will take advantage of you if you let them. It is not about being cynical, it is about being wise. The Stoics understood this centuries ago. If you do not set your own value, the world will do it for you, and it will not be high. In today's video, we are diving deep into 6 key reasons why people play you for a fool, and more importantly, how you can stop it. If you have ever felt used, manipulated, or disrespected, keep watching. Because by the end of this video, you will have the tools to stand your ground and reclaim your power. Before we begin, let's get one thing straight. Being kind does not mean being a doormat. Stoicism isn't about cutting yourself off from the world. It's about understanding how the world works so you can navigate it with wisdom, strength, and peace of mind. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That strength starts with knowing why people take advantage of you and what you can do to stop it. If you have ever wondered why certain people seem to walk all over you, it is time to take a hard look at your habits, your mindset, and your boundaries. So let's dive into 6 key reasons why people play you for a fool and how to make sure it never happens again. 1. You give too much without boundaries. Generosity is a beautiful trait, but when it lacks boundaries, it becomes self-destruction. You think about a time when you were always available for someone. You offered your help, your time, your energy, expecting nothing in return. At first they were grateful, but over time they stopped saying thank you. Eventually they stopped asking altogether and simply expected you to be there. This is not because people are inherently bad. It is because human nature takes for granted what is freely given. When you always say yes, when you never set limits, people assume your kindness has no cost. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. That strength begins with understanding that your time and energy are valuable. You do not have to give endlessly to prove you are a good person. The next time you feel that familiar pressure to say yes, pause. Ask yourself, am I giving from a place of strength or from a place of fear? Because if it's fear, you are not being generous. You are being taken advantage of. And that needs to stop. True generosity is not about sacrificing yourself. It is about giving without resentment and ensuring your kindness is respected, not exploited. Setting boundaries does not make you selfish. It makes your kindness sustainable. So start valuing your own needs as much as you value helping others. Because if you do not respect your limits, no one else will. 2. You ignore red flags. Red flags are not minor inconveniences. They are warnings, signals that something is wrong. Yet too often we ignore them. Think about a time when someone repeatedly let you down. They broke promises, cancelled plans, or disrespected your boundaries. At first you gave them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they were going through a tough time. Maybe they did not mean to hurt you. But as time passed, their behavior stayed the same. Why do we ignore red flags? Because we want to believe in the best version of people. We convince ourselves that they will change, that we are being too critical. But the truth is, actions reveal a person's character more than words ever will. Epictetus said, "Circumstances do not make the man, they reveal him to himself." If someone continuously shows you that they are unreliable or inconsiderate, believe them. People can change, but they must want to. It is not your responsibility to wait, to fix, or to hope. Ignoring red flags isn't kindness. It's self-betrayal. And the longer you do it, the deeper you sink into a cycle of disappointment and regret. Instead of justifying bad behavior, learn to recognize patterns. Protect your peace by setting standards, not making excuses. Your intuition exists for a reason. Trust it. If something feels off, it usually is. Walking away from a toxic situation is not overreacting. It is self-respect. The sooner you acknowledge reality, the sooner you free yourself from unnecessary pain. 3. You forgive too easily. Forgiveness is a virtue, but when given too easily, it loses its value. Think about someone who has repeatedly hurt you. They apologize, promise to change, and for a while you believe them. But then the same thing happens again and again. Each time you tell yourself that forgiving them is the right thing to do. But ask yourself, what has changed? Forgiveness should not be an endless cycle of excuse and repetition. If someone keeps hurting you and you keep forgiving them without any real consequences, you are not practicing kindness. You are allowing disrespect. Seneca said, "Be tolerant with others, but strict with yourself." This does not mean enduring mistreatment. It means setting a standard for how you allow others to treat you. You can let go of anger without letting go of self-respect. You can forgive without allowing someone back into your life. True forgiveness requires accountability. If someone values your relationship, they will show change through action, not just words. Before you forgive, ask yourself, has this person truly changed, or am I just avoiding conflict? Forgiving someone should not mean giving them unlimited chances. It should mean recognizing their effort to make things right. If someone repeatedly takes advantage of your kindness, it is time to stop giving them the opportunity. Forgiveness should set you free, not put you in chains. If someone keeps making the same mistake, they are not sorry. They are comfortable. Choose to forgive wisely. But more importantly, choose to protect yourself. 4. You stay silent when disrespected. Silence does not protect you. It enables mistreatment. Think about a time when someone disrespected you. Maybe a friend made a cruel joke at your expense, or a coworker took credit for your work. You felt a flash of anger, but you let it go. You told yourself it was not worth the argument. But then it happened again and again. Why? Because your silence signaled that their behavior was acceptable. Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one that means standing up for yourself when someone crosses the line. It means refusing to let others decide your worth." Speaking up does not mean being aggressive. It means setting clear boundaries with confidence. When you calmly say, "I do not appreciate being spoken to that way," or "I deserve credit for my work," you teach others how to treat you. The truth is, people will push limits until they meet resistance. If you do not assert yourself, the disrespect will continue. Over time, your silence will turn into resentment, and resentment will drain your energy. Next time someone disrespects you, ask yourself, am I staying silent out of wisdom or out of fear? If the answer is fear, it is time to speak up. Your voice is your armor. Use it. Because the moment you stop defending yourself, you teach others that you are defenseless. 5. You see the best in everyone. Believing in people is a beautiful quality, but ignoring who they really are can lead to pain. Think about someone in your life who has let you down repeatedly. Maybe they have lied, broken promises, or taken advantage of your kindness. Yet each time you told yourself they did not mean it. They just need time. They have so much potential. This mindset keeps you stuck. You are not seeing them for who they are, you are seeing them for who you wish they were. Epictetus said, "It is impossible for a man to learn what he thinks he already knows. If someone has repeatedly shown you that they are unreliable, selfish, or dishonest, believe them." Hope does not change people. Their actions do. When you refuse to acknowledge reality, you end up making excuses for behavior that hurts you. You invest energy into someone who has no intention of changing. You wait, you hope, and you end up disappointed. The Stoics teach us to see the world as it is, not as we wish it to be. This does not mean becoming bitter or distrusting everyone. It means learning to recognize patterns. If someone consistently disrespects your time, your trust, or your kindness, stop convincing yourself that they will be different next time. You deserve relationships based on mutual respect, not one-sided belief. See people as they are, not as you want them to be. And if they do not align with your values, walk away. 6. You fear being alone. The fear of being alone is one of the most common reasons people stay in the wrong relationships, tolerate mistreatment, and settle for less than they deserve. Maybe you have stayed in a friendship that drains you, a relationship that no longer fulfills you, or a job that makes you miserable. You know it is not right, but the idea of walking away feels even worse. What if you do not find something better? What if loneliness is worse than this? As fear keeps people trapped. They convince themselves that something is always better than nothing. But Marcus Aurelius reminds us the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. If you believe solitude is a punishment, it will feel like one. But if you see it as an opportunity, it becomes a source of strength. Being alone is not the same as being lonely. Solitude gives you time to reconnect with yourself, to reflect on what you truly want, and to build the kind of life that does not depend on others for validation. When you are comfortable being alone, you stop tolerating bad relationships just to fill the silence. Ask yourself, do I fear being alone or do I fear facing myself? Because the truth is, being surrounded by the wrong people is far lonelier than standing on your own. Do not let fear make your decisions. Choose yourself, and the right people will follow. Conclusion. People can only play you for a fool if you let them. Today we talked about 6 key reasons why this happens. You give too much without boundaries, you ignore red flags, you forgive too easily. You stay silent when disrespected, you see the best in people instead of their actions, you fear being alone. But now you know better. So here is your challenge. Which one of these mistakes have you made? And what will you do differently starting today? Drop a comment below and let's talk about it. And if you found this video valuable, like, share, and subscribe for more Stoic insights. Because true strength starts with knowing your worth and standing firm in it.